Marcia Woolley, and the members of the Alumni Board, Daniel Collins, Jim Culberson, Bruce Devin, Ryan Eef, Carrie Hartley, Jennifer K. Riviera, Stanley Leggins, Mindy McDonald, Kathy Mejia, Brett Peters, Nate Smith, and Jeff Strayer. Let's please give them a round of applause. It is an absolute pleasure to work with these fine men and women. Their loyalty, support, and dedication continue to inspire me and many others. Before I leave the stage, I would like to introduce you to a video segment of someone most of you know. He took time away from his busy schedule in Lansing so he could recognize the great work of Adrian College. Thank you.
Good evening, and congratulations to Adrian College and your great successes over the past 10 years. What you've achieved is really remarkable. You've doubled your enrollment from 900 to 1,700 students. And your freshman applications have gone up too, from 1,100 a year to over 5,500 last year. That's outstanding. Looking beyond the numbers, it's easy to see why. You've added some great academic and athletic programs to attract high school students. And you're providing an excellent education that helps keep talented graduates here in Michigan. I've had the opportunity to visit Adrian's campus several times over the past few years. It is really beautiful, and you can feel the excitement there. Adrian is one of Michigan's great success stories. You built that success on hard work, innovation, quality, and results. That's something I like to call relentless positive action. The future is bright for Adrian College. I look forward to working with President Docking and his administration in the years ahead. Together, we can help create an even better higher education system in our state. Again, congratulations to Adrian College for your well-deserved recognition.
Thank you, Chairman Farber, and thank you, Governor Snyder. What has also aided us in receiving such praise and notoriety would be our world-class facilities and classroom amenities. To date, there is only one academic building on campus that has not received any significant renovations, and that soon will change as we garner more support. That building is Mahan Hall, our Center for Art and Interior Design. We hope to build a beautiful art gallery for our students to showcase their art. We should now direct our attention to the screen to learn more about the improvements in academic experiences.
like I'm supposed to pretend like I'm not nervous. Casey, come up here. Be my rock a little bit. Good evening. I'm Tina Claiborne, the director of the athletic training program here at Adrian College. This sports medicine program was built literally from the ground up, like many things at Adrian. And in that short time, we have earned national accreditation twice and have become one of the most popular majors on campus. We started out as an undergraduate degree program, but because we had the faculty expertise, the facilities, but mostly the drive, in 2010, athletic training established a combined bachelor and master's degree program where students could earn 2 degrees in exercise science and athletic training in only 5 years. The college really stuck their neck out to implement a very contemporary curricular model that was only second in the country at the time. This past May, we graduated our first master's student, Brad Smith. Brad not only passed his national boards on the first try, but had 2 job offers and an interview at a Division I institution all in the same week. You can imagine how stressed out Brad was about this decision, but the faculty were going, shoo, thank goodness, this is a good problem to have. Recently, his master's thesis, studying the effects of ankle bracing on athletic performance, was submitted for publication. Brad's immediate success really speaks to the professional preparation of this unique program. We had 1 graduate last year. This year, our program has exploded to 12 master's students, and I'm told that we had over 100 incoming freshmen expressing interest in athletic training. The master's students we currently have are completing thesis research on some very interesting topics, ranging from the effects of the helmet finishes on football helmets and the effect on head and neck injuries, the presence of molds and bacteria in athletic equipment, to low back pain and its relationship to urinary incontinence in gymnasts. So quite a range of research. Casey, next to me, is researching the effectiveness of hydration education on dehydration in youth ice hockey players, and my son is going to be one of her subjects, so don't screw up. We would not have been able to grow and improve so quickly if it weren't for the continuing improvements on campus. We started from scratch, but now we have several fantastic faculty and labs that would rival Division I institutions. We have outstanding community support and collaborate with all types of healthcare professionals who are able to expose our students to the best treatment options possible. Last year, Dr. Carlos Baptista spoke at the Plasmid Symposium to share his expertise on the modern technique of human cadaver preservation called plastination, and I think many of you were there. We now teach with these specimens. We teach anatomy with specimens, and you can imagine they're a lot different than the plastic models. When I walk into class carrying a real arm or a real leg, it really makes an indelible impression on the students. Adrian College is the only small liberal arts institution in the world to have the coveted Body Worlds specimens from Germany for anatomy instruction, and I'm so proud to be a part of an institution that values and supports creative and innovative learning. Even if you're a little queasy about these specimens, and I know Catherine Moore, where she loves them, they're really worth checking out. And we actually have sampling of specimens in the back of the room that we've uncovered after dinner. If you're interested in viewing them on your way out, even if it's just a drive-by, please check them out. They're really amazing. Outside the classroom, students are gaining real-world sports medicine experience every day. In addition to caring for patients on the sidelines and in the clinic, our students now learn in ambulances and emergency rooms. We have established a fantastic relationship with Madison Township paramedics who teach our students the realities of emergency medicine. In fact, just yesterday I received an email from a student who was telling me about her experience of performing CPR on a woman with cardiac arrest. In athletic training, we are associated with taping ankles, but the most important skills we could ever teach our students are how to save a life. I would like to introduce one of our graduate students, Casey Fugers, to tell you a little bit more about the experience in the real world of emergency medicine.
Thank you. As Dr. Claiborne indicated, my name is Casey Fugers, and I'm a graduate student from Jasonville, Indiana. The Adrian Athletic Training Graduate Program has given us the opportunity to become certified EMTs and further our education in emergency medicine. As athletic training students, we have been educated on how to handle emergency situations on the field. Yet we don't come across these emergency situations every day. During our clinical rotations on the ambulance and in the emergency room, we are put in the position to perfect our skills. Others in my class have helped with car extrication emergencies and provided care for stroke and seizure patients. In ER, I have helped treat patients with breathing complications, including pulmonary edema. The comprehensive nature of the graduate program, the thesis research requirements, and the unique clinical opportunities have given me the confidence that I can handle any situation on the athletic field. As a token of the college's commitment to being on the front of the edge of a sports medicine education, the softball team will be passing out some heart keychains. One lucky person at each table will receive one. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Claiborne and Casey. Casey's experience is but one of many that highlight our new enhancements in the classroom and beyond. I would also like to reiterate Dr. Claiborne's invitation to look at our classmates at the back of the room. They are truly remarkable, and I suggest you view them before you leave tonight. And now we have another special message from a guest who could not join us this evening.
Thank you for extending an invitation to me for the President's Dinner tonight. I'm sorry we can't attend, but I wanted to extend greetings from Team MSU to everyone at Adrian College. I also want to extend my personal best wishes to Jeffrey Docking, who I know is a Spartan as well as a Bulldog. Like President Docking, I'll soon be closing out my 10th year as president. It's gratifying to be able to look back on a decade of growth, as all of you will be doing tonight. This has been a challenging period for all of us, and we're working hard to deliver cutting-edge higher education in an increasingly competitive environment. Part of that involves engagement outside the boundaries of our campuses. Our institutions are both active in our communities, in schools and with business partners, to foster talent and innovation. That's one way we strive to educate graduates who can succeed anywhere. Both our institutions have managed to grow our enrollment, add new facilities, and develop curricula suited to a fast-changing world. I know that Adrian College is adding programs and upgrading facilities to expand science and business education, and that you'll be improving arts and sports facilities as well. These are enduring physical foundations for a 21st century liberal arts curriculum. Even though both our institutions date back to the 1850s, we remain true to our foundational values of service to society, and that too is something to celebrate. Our roles and our approaches might be very different, but Michigan and the world needs the best of both our institutions. So I congratulate Adrian College on all of your successes of the past 10 years and wish you the very best for the next decade. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, President Simon. One statement that I most frequently hear during the warmer months is, wow, the flowers are beautiful on this campus. And it's true. We pride ourselves on the beauty of our campus and believe that it causes not only our students, but all employees to hold themselves to a higher standard. We would like to show you how the campus has transformed over the past several years.
I'm Chris Diver. I've worked at the grounds crew for 18 years and become the director of plant services just 4 months ago. When I started here, the grounds weren't a priority. Then we invested over $70,911,000 in new construction, maintenance, and technology, most of it funded by you, the donors. Now, I think everyone here would agree that the grounds and the beauty of this campus, college, is of utmost importance. For example, every spring, the grounds crew hangs over 90 flowering baskets, place over 20 large urns around campus, and roughly plant 850 plants in the ground. We get mulch delivered twice a year, 2 semi-loads for each time. Now that campus looks great, when the crews see something that doesn't look so great, they're right on it. There's a new standard now, and meeting the standard gives this grounds crew and all the plant service a sense of pride that shows in the way they do their jobs.
Hello, I'm Sylvia Illenden, and I've been a custodian at the Adrian College since 2008. I work in downtown, and the renovation of that building has been amazing. It's great to work in such nice surroundings, and it's even nicer to know you're appreciated for what you do. I get compliments from visitors on how nice the building looks, and I even got a note from President Docking thanking me for the job I did getting Downs Hall ready for a visit from the donor who made the renovation possible. It feels so good to be acknowledged for the hard work you do. Thank you, Jeff Docking. And also I wanted to say, Cindy Bobian, you're amazing, and I wanted to thank you and Mr. Docking for having me here. It was an honor.
My name is Kevin Green. I am the maintenance mechanic for the campus, which means basically if something has a motor, I work on it. I have been here since 1999, so I have seen a lot of changes on campus. Back then we had about 800 students. That's about half of what we have now. It used to be when there was an event on campus, it was a big deal. Now we have events and different activities all of the time. Our plant department is well prepared to handle these events because of all the practice we've had in the last 10 years. I've always thought Adrian College was a fun place to work. But since President Docking arrived, it has also become a very exciting place to work. There's always something new going on. Thank you.
When we have construction crews working on campus, we give the members t-shirts to identify them as a part of Adrian College team, or Adrian College team. And we have some of these to give out tonight. So members of the softball team will be selecting lucky recipients around the room to receive one of these t-shirts. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, Sylvia, and Kevin. As many of you know by now, the college's enrollment has nearly doubled over the past 10 years. This has provided us with countless opportunities to improve the students' everyday life here at Adrian College. For example, the students now have a sand volleyball court and even hammocks to take naps on. Let's take a look at student life today.
President Docking, distinguished guests, faculty and staff, and my fellow Bulldogs. My name is Devin Alexander, and I'm a junior from Dade City, Florida. Over the past decade, Adrian College has continued to grow into one of the finest liberal arts institutions in this country. Our students have the opportunity to develop into leaders through Adrian's 80-plus student organizations, one of which you will see shortly. Adrian also provides the opportunity to grow intellectually and advocate for causes they are passionate about in the process. Our not-for-sale organization has continued to raise on-campus awareness for human trafficking. Currently, their anti-trafficking movement has increased the amount of fair trade products here at Adrian College. There are more fair trade products available in Adrian College than ever before in the history of this college. African American Leaders Promoting Higher Achievement, known as ALPHA, has held forums and events that address issues such as cultural differences, stereotypes, and discrimination. We have learned that discrimination is not limited to the color of our skin, but the religion we practice and the social class we come from. Due to the installation of the new $500,000 security system and supplemental 130 cameras, I am proud to announce that our campus is safer than ever before. Adrian College made a statement to not only current but prospective students that in addition to education, ensuring the safety of the students is a top priority, and we thank you for that. We, the students, want to thank the trustees for purchasing this system and making this campus the more safe. In a society that says that smaller liberal arts institutions will not last and eventually close, I continue to see nothing but growth and promise here at Adrian College. So to those critics, I would like to quote a man by the name of Walt Disney by saying, "It's fun to do the impossible." As I promised earlier, I would like to invite one of our student groups to the stage. Please join me in welcoming 3 members of the dance team who will perform a piece that they perform at halftimes of our football games.
Devin, Cassidy, Emma, and Taylor. As displayed by the last performance, the majority of our students on campus participate in not one, but many extracurricular activities. One such example is the number of student athletes at this college. We have hundreds. They carry that competitive spirit and drive not only in their sport, but also in the classroom. Let's take a look at some of our team's accomplishments and new programs.
President Docking, faculty, staff, and honored guests. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Melissa Nakasuji. I'm the head women's lacrosse coach from Ajax, Ontario, Canada. I'm entering my second year as the head coach at Adrian College after serving 1 year as the program's assistant coach. During my first season, the women's lacrosse program joined the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. As MIAA members, we've won back-to-back regular season and tournament championships. In fact, since joining the MIAA, our record is a perfect 18-0 against our MIAA rivals Albion, Alma, Calvin, Hope, Kalamazoo, Olivet, Trine, and St. Mary's. We've also made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament for 2 consecutive years, setting a new program record. Team success has translated into individual recognition at both the conference and regional level. 8 members of the 2014 squad were named to the MIAA All-Conference teams, while 2 members received All-Region honors. In addition, the MIAA Most Valuable Offensive Player of the Year and MIAA Rookie of the Year awards were both won by Lady Bulldogs. As a coach, I am proud of my team's success and the many honors that it has brought to the institution during its short history. Women's lacrosse is one of 11 new athletic programs established at Adrian College within the last 10 years. Others being men's lacrosse, men's and women's hockey, men's and women's bowling, cheerleading, acrobats and tumbling, dance, equestrian, and bass fishing. In fact, those of you may have noticed that our bass fishing team was recently recognized on the front of the cover of the New York Times. Bass fishing and our other sports have contributed to the overall success of Adrian College athletics and added variety to the athletic experiences offered on campus, including the newest additions, men's bowling and bass fishing. In the not too distant future, Adrian College athletics will be welcoming men and women's wrestling into the Bulldog family. I would like to close by thanking you for attending this evening's dinner and to invite everyone to check out the 2 new Ranger bass fishing boats on display outside the building. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Carlson and I am the head coach of synchronized skating and figure skating teams here at Adrian College. I am so thankful for the opportunity to speak to you tonight about the growth and success of our figure skating and synchronized skating teams. After 3 years of rebranding and development, Adrian College skating has become a premier choice for elite student athletes to continue their pursuit of competitive excellence on the ice. I attribute much of the team's success to our unique vision of collegiate skating. Adrian College is the only school in the country to offer both varsity synchronized skating and figure skating, and we encourage our team members to participate in both. Of our 33 current team members, 25 compete in both synchro and figure skating. This opportunity has helped us recruit student athletes from all over the country, from Massachusetts to California and everywhere in between. Our recent successes in recruiting and competition have officially put Adrian College skating on the map. Last season, the synchro team placed 9th at the U.S. Synchronized Skating Championships at the highest level of competition, earning accolades and recognition from U.S. Figure Skating and the International Selection Committee. The team is within reach of their goal of earning a competitive assignment overseas as representatives of Team USA. The figure skating team had a remarkably successful season as well. After an undefeated regular season and back-to-back Midwestern Conference championships, the team hosted the U.S. Intercollegiate Team Skating Championships and placed 4th in the country among powerhouses Dartmouth College, Boston University, UCLA, and University of Michigan. Helping to lead the team to its highest ever ranking were 3 individual national champions and many of their teammates on the podium. With this year's large incoming class of 17 freshmen, the sky is the limit for Adrian College skating. On behalf of our skaters, their families, our coaching staff, and myself, I thank you for your limitless enthusiasm, generosity, and support. We are living the dream, and it wouldn't be possible without you. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa and Ashley. Your leadership in your respective programs epitomize the Bulldog way. Adrian College is proud of the relationships it has forged with students, alumni, and the local community. The City of Adrian and Adrian College continue to enhance not only opportunities for students, but the residents of our fine community.
Good evening. I'm Jim Berryman. A decade of renaissance. As a former Adrian College student and now as the mayor of the city of Adrian, I can't begin to express my appreciation to Dr. Docking for his vision of what could be. He has assembled a tremendously talented staff, outstanding faculty and facilities, with a board of trustees that has supported him throughout the past 10 years. What happens when all of those qualities come together? We attract the brightest and the best students from every state in the union, as well as students from around the globe. And it's my understanding we even have a few Canadians. When I was recruited to play football in Adrian, I was told that we would have our own football stadium by the time I was a senior. I just didn't know it meant a senior citizen. This decade of renaissance has not only made an unbelievable difference on this campus, it has created an atmosphere which is enabling the city of Adrian to undergo a renaissance of its own. In late August, when students start arriving, the city comes alive. Students, you breathe life and energy into this community, an air of excitement that most can see and feel. During Community Plunge, all freshmen dedicate their time and expertise to make a real difference. Whether it is helping our K-12 system, assisting our Parks Department in beautification efforts, and helping some of our senior citizens with yard and household help. You have given a new meaning to the term. We are Adrian College. As mayor, I can tell you that this decade of renaissance has put this city on a new path. Just as Dr. Docking and his board of trustees had to ask themselves, who are we? We in the city have had to ask ourselves that same question. And tonight I am pleased to tell you who we are. And we are a college town. Now the city has a responsibility to continue working with our colleges to create an atmosphere that not only attracts students up to campus, that offers what students today demand, but also a city that welcomes and respects those same students as vital and active members of this community. Thanks to all of you for supporting the Renaissance here at Adrian College. And personally, Dr. Docking, to you and to Adrian College, thank you for building a partnership with the city that moves this city forward.
Thank you, Mayor Berryman. And sorry, the construction of the new stadium extended into your senior years. Mayor Berryman alluded to his pride in being an AC alumnus. I too have that pride. We know that our alumni's involvement has grown and expanded over the past several years. We are now attracting more and more legacy students, students who attended AC and whose parents or family members did as well, which demonstrates a family's passion for this school. Let's see how alumni involvement has grown in the past 10 years.
Good evening. My name is Mike Seeley. Is that a joke? Set me up. That wasn't style at one time. While we were waiting for the football field. I graduated from Adrian College in 1974. There it is. I also have the honor and privilege to serve on the Board of Trustees. Alumni involvement has been critical to the renaissance of the college for the past decade. Our alumni, as well as friends of the college, have been very loyal in the giving of their time, talent, and treasure. Attendance at homecoming continues to spike. Alumni like Jim Culbertson host regional events that not only help bring support to the college, but also attracts prospective students. A fact that many of you may not know is that we have the most legacy students ever attending Adrian College at this time. That is truly remarkable and shows the passion our alumni have for this beloved institution. Other activities our alumni have participated in include the Adopt a Bulldog program, Take a Bulldog to Work program, Team Adrian College volunteer events, and many, many more. While alumni involvement today may be better than ever, there are always opportunities to get involved. Please reach out to our wonderful Alumni Affairs office and find out how you can get more involved. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the Alumni Board, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. It is clearly evident that you are a Bulldog for life. Bulldogs for life just don't happen overnight. They take years of hard work in school, then the drive to remain connected after graduation. Many times this connection is in the form of financial support needed to allow students to graduate. In just a few minutes, we will bring up one such student that will reveal why scholarship support is so beneficial. But before we hear from that student, let's roll the student scholarship video.
My name is Alex Sadie. I'm a member of the class of 2017. I grew up in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where from the front door of my home, I could see Harvard Yard. I went to middle school at a Catholic private school, where out of 60 kids, I was the only one who managed to pronounce the R's at the end of my words. But seriously, you'd never think that mother and father had R's in them at all. It's all AH's. And those khakis you got? Yeah, I got in my khakis right here. But we can't all sound like Mark Wahlberg from The Departed. Nor do I really want to, truly, but that's his job. But I digress. I spent my summers at a beautiful camp named Lanakila in the gorgeous state of Vermont and graduated from a prestigious prep school named Middlesex in Concord, Mass. And you might be hearing this and wondering, how did this kid from just across the river from Boston end up in Adrian, Michigan? But that isn't really even half the story. The half of the story that matters goes a little more like this. My name is Alex Sadie. I'm a member of the class of 2017. I grew up in a single-room apartment in the basement of a building alongside a public park, with my only view being through a window that opened up into the building's driveway, specifically the communal dumpsters. The place where I grew up with my mom and my sister is a room about the same size as the dorm room I live now. My family hasn't owned a car. My mother depends on nutrition assistance. And my father is a dreamer whose life story makes a series of unfortunate events sound like a stress reliever. And until the first day of my freshman year, I could name more Great Lakes than cities themselves in Michigan. And now you might be hearing that and truly wondering, how did I get here? Personally, I think the answer to the second part of that question is a lot more interesting than the first. So if I may, for the next few minutes, I'd like to share a little bit with you about how I got here, what it means to me to have the chance to be here, and why I feel it's so important that other students get the chance that I'm having at Adrian. Why am I here? How did I get here? Well, I'm just going to tell you straight up. I'm here because of people like you. I'm here because back when I was in elementary school, the men and women closest to me, my biggest fans, advisors, and in every measure save blood type, my family, started game planning how they were going to help put me in places where I had the chance to succeed. For me to have the opportunities that I've had in life would not be possible without the ensemble of great characters pulling strings behind the curtain. I like to think that we're all inherently the stars of our own little romantic comedies, or to be a bit more simple, our lives. And with that being said, no one ever makes anything quality on his or her own, no matter how blindly they think that the whole team is on their back. No. In reality, in my reality, I only stand as tall as I do because I'm on the shoulders of giants. I may be the one at this podium under these lights, but it's because of the people that took my sister and me in when our home was so full of miscommunication, poverty, frustration, and angst that it was no place for us to be. Now don't get me wrong, I love my parents. My mother and father, like all of us, are imperfect beings, and that's okay. I have my musical genes to thank my mom for. I have my social skills, or whatever I think social skills are, to thank my pops for. And the single greatest person in my world, my little sister Gwen, I thank them for as well. But they don't have any money. We never have. And in the midst of incredible intellect and warm hearts is a void that may never be filled. The world is often too big and fast-paced for my mom, and at this stage in her life, she feels like she can't really keep up. My father drowns in cynicism born out of never having anything go his way. I've never met anyone on his side of the family because they're all dead, or for half his life have been out of contact. He's never had the support that I've had, and it's been my parents' dream to get me the support they know is necessary to succeed in a world when it can't come from parents. So how does that relate to why I'm here? It's relevant because other people willingly and selflessly gave themselves to the Alex Sadie cause, as one of my close mentors calls it. I'm at Adrian College because of people like Mark Eddington, a minister and academic by profession, but nothing short of a father in my heart, who helped me see the best in myself. I know Mark would never have wanted me to single him out tonight, but I could never thank him enough for bringing such light and guidance into not only my own life, but my mom's and sister's as well. And at this point, you're definitely still wondering when I'm going to give you the meat and potatoes hardline answer to how I actually got to Adrian. The short answer is I got in a car at 4 a.m. in Cambridge and drove 13 hours to Adrian, moved into Feeman Hall 142, interviewed for a job in missions, and the rest, as they say, is history. But again, that isn't really even half the story. The half of the story that matters goes a little more like this. After being a multi-sport varsity athlete, a lead in both the plays and musicals, head of the a cappella chorus and student-run concert program, chief writer in both magazines at my high school, worked as a tour guide and alumni ambassador, and even in my senior year as the school president. After all that, I couldn't get into a place my family could afford. And I returned home from my summer job in Vermont to find that my mom, who was doing in-home care at the time, was out of work because her patients had become too old all at the same time and were moved to actual nursing homes. After all I'd done, and more importantly, all that had been done for me, I didn't have any realistic options for college. On the night this all became clear to me, at the very end of the summer, I remember walking through the entire city of Cambridge. If you've ever walked in such a daze, you'll know that I didn't feel my feet. I also had the biggest panic attack of my life, aside from the first, which at age 14 landed me in the hospital. And if you've ever felt like your entire world has condensed itself in the pit of your stomach, and all at once decides that it's going to rip its way out by way of each and every vital organ, you can empathize with how my midsection felt. As Adrian College freshmen were enjoying their first night in Chicago, I was dreading that that night wasn't going to be one of my last at home. I walked 7 miles that night, and when I finally came home, I lay on my bed, which at the time was a fold-out cot in the corner nearest that lovely garbage-facing window, and felt the tears welling up. My circumstances, I thought, had finally caught up with me. The self-doubt that I'd forgotten while king of the hill at boarding school was not so slowly seeping in through every pore, infecting my spirit. The next day, however, everything changed. Mark Eddington, whom I've mentioned, grew up in Michigan. He told me about a small college in southeastern Michigan, and he showed me Adrian's website. He told me that Adrian was known for having wonderful financial aid packages and a purpose around helping students like myself. People who, for one reason or another, didn't have the bankroll to attend Adrian, but had the drive, ability, and character to. To add to my good fortune, Mark happened to be third-grade friends with the president himself, Dr. Jeff Docking. As the two exchanged emails and I exchanged phone calls with the admissions staff, Mark asked President Docking, "Do you have room for one more?" In these 7 words, as you can tell, my fate hung in the balance. Would I have to live at home as an adult and help my mom attempt to rent out the only physical home I've ever known? Or would I be where I desperately wanted and felt I needed to be at college? Thanks to the risk that Adrian took, I ended up as a freshman in the class of 2017. Albeit 3 days into the opening week of classes, despite not even knowing how I was getting the help I needed, I knew one thing. I had a place here, and therefore an opportunity, and therefore another chance to succeed in life presented to me out of the graciousness of someone else's heart. And so that's the story of that 4 a.m. drive. That's how I got here. I got here because when I was dying of thirst, the people with a cool glass of water chose to quench that thirst. So what does it mean for me to be here? For starters, it means nothing short than my life. I can't imagine where I would have been or ended up without making my way to Adrian. It also means that I have an opportunity, because of people like you, to receive an incredible education. What have been handed to me are the keys to the car itself, and the driver's license. And I say the driver's license because I actually don't have one of those either. Being from the city and whatnot, we can just forget about that. But I'm in the position to drive. And the road is, like many out here in the Midwest, endless. A great friend and mentor of mine, the late Reverend Professor Peter Gomes, once said, "My text this morning concerns the act of growing up. When we stop growing, we start dying. It is as simple as that. Growth is essential to life, and when growth stops, so do we." When I reflect on this excerpt from Gomes' speech, it reminds me of why education matters. It reminds me of why friendships and love matter. It lets me know that I don't deserve anything. All I can ask for is a chance to keep growing, a chance to illustrate why being here at this school matters to me and is one of the most positive aspects of my life. That's what being here means to me. A chance to grow, to give back, to succeed. And for that, I'm truly thankful. Investing in people is the greatest thing anyone can do as a citizen of this earth. In a world filled with greed, religious and political animosity, hunger and despair, somehow there's always still happiness. And happiness is born out of love, and love blossoms from friendship, and friendship begins with taking a risk. It begins with meeting someone new and making an investment. I'm living proof of this. I also know that I'm not the only one. To be honest, many people don't get as lucky as me. The ball doesn't bounce their way. The coach never even puts them on the field. Not only have I been blessed with the best people imaginable, putting me in the game when and where I can succeed, but I've just so happened to play pretty well. However much of that is due to luck and chance, and however much of that is due to me, I don't care. All I know is that I'm here. I'm at Adrian College and I'm trying to make a difference. In the end, I want to make all of those investors proud that they helped me. At this point in my life, that's the best I think I can do. But it's not just me. The world is full of Alex Sadies all over the place, not even aware, almost like children, of what the world has to offer when put on the right path. As I look at all of you, I see the people who make dreams come true. I see the people who are courageous enough to realize that the longest lasting change you can make is to take a life and give it water to grow. When kids like me look to the sky for an answer to magically pop into their lives and tell them, "I got you, let me show you the way," I challenge you to be the ones to show up, because you'll never regret it. Thank you for your time, your energy, continued support to changing lives, and I hope you know how appreciated you all are for the hope you bring and the opportunities you create. Bless you all.
Think after 10 years I'd know better than to jump on stage and speak after Alex Sadie. No, the amount of courage that it takes to get up in front of a group like this as a sophomore in college and to tell your story is almost unbelievable.
never had a car, raised in a one-room house, apartment, I don't even know what you would call it. Absolutely no money. I mean, there was just nothing there. But when my third grade buddy, the Reverend Mark Eddington, called and said, as Alex described, I think he said the 7 fateful words in which his life hung in the balance, do you have room for one more? Of course the answer was yes. Of course the answer is yes. The answer is always yes at Adrian. We don't have all the money Alex needs. We're working on it. Robin Arrington had lunch today. I think he's helping out 81 kids here on campus to get them through. And maybe it's because we're a Christian institution that we just have faith when the phone rings that somehow the good Lord will provide. And He will for Alex, and He will for all the other kids on this campus that need a hand. Because I think you just got to see what these kids are capable of. They just need a break. They just need those of us that the good Lord has given a few extra dollars to give them a hand up. Not a handout, just a hand up. Because we all know that the greatest thing that they can get is a college education, and that is the key to a better life. So I'm here to talk about the future, and I'll do it quickly. Because the future is in the Alex Sadies of this world. And all the other kids like him that want to be at Adrian College, that we become aware of. We're going to get these kids through. We're really going to do it together. I told the board today that the great building boom of the last 10 years, all the facilities that you saw on the screen, is winding down. We only have one more academic building to go. We want a few residence halls and an entrance off of 223, and we'll get that done. But the next 10 years are going to be about scholarship support, because I am convinced this is the name of the game. This is what kids need to get through this institution. And we know, folks, that this is a special place because of the kind of education that it offers. We literally and figuratively wrap our arms around these kids when they get out of their cars as nervous 17 and 18-year-olds at the beginning of their freshman year. Small classes, personal attention, an opportunity to get to know the professors. So many of these kids would be lost in the big publics. They would just be lost. And that's why their graduation rate is less than 50%. It's a special place because it offers that kind of education. And there's a reason why more schools don't offer this kind of education. It's expensive. It's much more expensive to have 20 kids in a class getting the kind of education that we offer rather than 200. So Alex's story is similar to a lot of stories that we have here. And as I said at the beginning, the next 10 years starts on Monday morning. And you can be certain that my staff and I will be here doing everything we can to make this place a better institution. But we also know that all of our dreams and all the hard work that we put into this would not happen without you. You make this possible. Until we have people willing to step up and say, I want to help. And I believe in Adrian, I believe in the kids that we have here, and I believe that the Alex Sadies of this world are important to this place and to this country. We'll be there working with you. And so let me just say one more time, thank you. Thank you for giving to these kids, to this school, with the money that you earned through your hard work. We have a lot to celebrate, and it really does come back to the students. And so there's the future. new academic programs, but more importantly, helping these kids out to get a college degree. So thank you. It's been a great evening. Drive safely, and for all you've done for Adrian College, thank you very much. Have a good night.
Did we ever get audio back?